And her job or my job was to adapt to my husband.
Mm.
Now, what you got to make absolutely sure of though is when you're picking that woman, that woman agrees to do that. Don't let her fake you out. you know, don't let her fake you out. So if you got to be the most simple man in the world with all the other trappings, do so. Make sure you who you are is what you lead with and what you end with. And if she doesn't trust you, she doesn't want to conform to what it is that you want, she is not the one.
But see, I want to key in on something you said. You said you were selected by him, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In, in modern day relationships, that's blasphemy what you just said. See, now, because you got to think about this now, right? In a modern day society where women is given all the control, women is given control over relationships, women is given control over kids, and then the government funds this activity, that man do not have the ability to choose. See, you is a needle in a haystack. And the thing is for our problem is when we look at it like a woman like you, right? They won't put you up in a place so you can say that's being seen. We Everybody that you know that's successfully married, right? You can't tell me somebody that's successfully married that's pushed out on media does.
You're probably right about that. I wasn't either. I told you, well, I didn't tell you, but I say it all the time. I never did social media. I never do Instagram. I never done that until now. And actually, my husband is the person that controls that. But I'm going to push back on you because if some woman is choosing you and you're not able to do so, that's a red flag. That's not the one for you. You keep moving. You look in places where the real women are. I'm not saying go to church. I'm not saying that, but the workplaces, in the parks, just a referral from a friend, a good friend, something like that. You don't find that woman on social media because I'm not knocking anybody, but I would almost dare to think that the right woman may not be on social media or may not
But
be in Facebook.
I use social media as an example that everybody can sit here and look at to say, okay, well, and that was a question. Like, name me a successful relationship that we see in the black community on social media, because now we don't live in the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So we got to use these well-known examples. And even I would even go say is this. I'll give you a little background on me too, right? So I was in the military for 22 years, right? And I had 9 deployments between Afghanistan, Kosovo, Iraq, Korea, and Egypt. The thing about deployments is you see people hard because, as you know, a deployment, you can't take your spouse. So I'd have seen the most prototypical faithful women get over there and act a fool. And I done seen the most prototypical faithful men get over there and act a fool. And I used to think, I said, you know what? Why do this constantly happen, right? Like, you can have this dude that's super faithful. Oh, I love my wife. He said all these stories and stuff like that here, whatever. And a woman to do the same thing. And I was understanding why. So I started thinking about it. I said, you know what? Businessman known to cheat a lot, correct? Because they travel. Athletes known to cheat a lot because they travel. See, this is what I had in common with all these different careers.
Mm-hmm. You
That
travel a lot.
if people had access to cheat, they would. And if I lived in Dallas, Texas, and I worked at an office building in Dallas, Texas, I didn't go nowhere. Then yes, I might not cheat because you know what? It might come back to me. She might run up to me at the gas station or the grocery store, be with my wife. But see, the military, the basketball player, the businessman, they all understand this. They can go do what they want to do and they can go back home and it don't follow them. So what that did to me, I started thinking, I said, you know what? Yes. Is it some guys out here that won't cheat? Maybe so. But a majority of them don't have the access to do that. So you got to prove me wrong with that first.
We definitely can prove you wrong with that, because no matter, anybody can cheat. They could be down the street, around the corner. Access doesn't really matter. It's the mindset of being married. It's your mindset has to change. It's who you want to be. It's who you want to be pleasing to, if I must say that. See, for me, a marriage comes and starts with a foundation. Anybody can cheat, Mr. Logic. It comes to the mindset. Is this what you want to do? Or are you about becoming one with your wife? Because you can do a lot of things, but I'm telling you, exposing yourself to the things that are out there in the world is not really what you want to do. The basketball players pay for that. Mentally, spiritually, they pay for that. The businessmen, mentally, spiritually, they pay for that. That's why we can't even define a marriage without talking about divorce. That's why. But if your mindset changes and you're becoming one with that woman, the most important thing that women always talk about is a man being faithful. When you become one with that woman, you will realize that if you hurt her, you're hurting yourself. And you may not want to do that. You might be like, damn, I just, because she begins to feel what you feel. You begin to feel her. It's no longer two separate single people in a marriage. It's one person in one marriage.
See, I'm with you though, right? You sold me. I'm gonna tell you how you sold me, because I now have access to you.
Okay.
Not access like that. Like I know of you. Right. I know of Anton. I can see this, right? And I can see that, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Your old man, he back there, he's a part of what you're doing. Anton's wife is there. She's a part of this, right? I can see that.
Right.
But reality speaks for itself. And I'm with what you're saying. I'm totally with it, right? But let's look at reality. Reality don't sit well with the message, because the message tell us just like it is. You don't have to look, just put on YouTube. How many couples out here on YouTube in the Black community that's out here put up their wife and their husband and selling this marriage relationship? Think about it. Even the dating coaches out here, they single. You got a whole sector full of single dating coaches. But I'm trying to tell you to get married and trying to do this. Let's be real.
No,
it's impossible.
I agree with you with that, but these are choices that we make. This is not for gain for me. This is my real life. I think those type of people kind of pretend and lie their way through things to get likes, to get subscriptions, to get money. I'm just telling you daily what I do. My daily choice to be married, to be one with my husband. This is a daily thing. And it gets so regular to me that nobody else can penetrate that. My husband and I are best friends. It's not the guys. And even these basketball players, they're choosing to live a separate life, because I know some of them, wives do go with them. They go with them on them trips. Not many, maybe, but some of them choose to do so, because there's no way that you can keep that daily oneness and we're apart most days. This is something you work at. You got to choose to work at this, and you got to choose to want it. But I'm telling you, for me, it's better on this side, because I couldn't imagine living my everyday. First of all, single. I'm getting older. What am I going to do? But then second, in a marriage where I got to worry about my husband creeping out, and then him maybe not being so protective of himself, having an extra baby, bringing home diseases, whatever. That's just not a way to live as an adult. That's not what you play around with, because if I haven't said it yet, being in a marriage is one of the most important relationships you will have in your life. A marriage will take you out of here. You can be good in it and be happy, or someone could kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You can die. And
that's see, look, I'm not finding your message, right?
Right.
I'm with your message. But see, the thing is, in my mind, you and Anton should be the top relationship coaches. No, well, you know what I'm saying, because y'all do the channel, y'all the primary ones, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, but you, your husband, and Anton and Rita should have the top dating shows, not the dating show, the relationship conversation shows in the Black community, right? I should have the top show on messing things up, right?
Right.
If you're divorced, you should have the top divorce show, right?
Right.
But we don't see that. We see, like, you know what I'm saying, we'll have people on YouTube doing videos about being an artist that can't even paint, that never painted before, or was fired from a job from painting. So, like, when it comes to aspect of relationship, we fail because we're not looking to a successful relationship. You said 26 years?
Yes. 27 this year in November.
27 years, right?
It will be in November. Yes, sir.
And I don't know the details of your relationships, but just the optics of that, right?
Right.
Your channel should be flooded right now with people.